Good morning, good afternoon to all present over here and greeting for the day. I am Professor Naveen Joshi, Head Department of Biotechnology and Microbiology. Today, I got a golden opportunity to explore the recent advancement and development in the field of microbiology and biotechnology under Career Talk program of SJHS Gujarati Innovative College of Commerce and Science. Gujarati Innovative College of Commerce and Science. In this career talk, recently we had a talk on career opportunities in commerce, and around 400 students are benefited. We are the most preferred and the prestigious institute of the town, governed by a 90 years old education society, Sri Gujarati Samaj. Our college offers undergraduate and postgraduate programs in the stream of science, commerce, management, and arts. With experienced and qualified teaching and non-teaching staff, along with best facilities in the heart of the city. Our students are working in different research institutes and MNCs. Today, we have Sri Rajendra Patel, Chairman of the Institute with us, Dr. Saurabh Parekh, Principal of the Institute, Dr. Seema Singh, Administrative Officer of the Institute, and our renowned keynote speaker, Dr. Nandini Phanse with us. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our chairman, Sri Rajendra Patel. I request you, sir, to say some motivational words for the students, those who are live. Chairman, sir.
गुड आफ्टरनून प्यारे छात्रों, हमारे विशेषज्ञ एवं मेरे महाविद्यालय परिवार के सदस्यगण, आप सभी का स्वागत एवं अभिनंदन करता हूं। इस विशेष व्याख्यान के आयोजन पर शुभकामनाएं। एक छात्र के लिए उचित शिक्षा के साथ उचित मार्गदर्शन की भी परम आवश्यकता होती है, जिससे यह अपने लक्ष्यों का प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। हम सभी भाग्यशाली हैं कि हमारे बीच ऐसे विशेषज्ञ उपस्थित हैं जो आप सभी छात्रों का मार्गदर्शन करेंगे। मैं श्री डॉक्टर नंदिनी फणसे का अभिनंदन करता हूं और आप सभी छात्रों का उज्जवल भविष्य की शुभाशीष देता हूं। जय हिंद।
Sir, thank you very much, sir, for such a kind words. Now, I would like to introduce our today's keynote speaker, Dr. Nandini Phanse, HOD Microbiology Department, Gujarati Science College. Madam has completed her MSc from Pune University in microbiology, PhD from Surat. She has 28 years of experience in mentoring and guiding students at undergraduate, postgraduate, and the doctorate level. She also worked as a convener, Microbiologist Society of India, MP chapter. Along with academics, Madam is also involved in research. She has worked on drug-resistant bacteria and have published several international and national papers. She is also author for books in microbiology and biotechnology. She has submitted outputs on the genes and deposited in the CBI. She also deposited the industrially important microbial cultures into the NCMR Pune. Madam has deposited several culture in NCMR. Students of Madam, including me, are working on the reputed post in different organizations. Now, I would like to share my screen with Madam to have a talk on opportunities in the realm of microbiology and biotechnology. So, Madam, I welcome you to share the screen to start the session.
Thank you, Naveen. Just give me a moment. A very good afternoon to you all, respected dignitaries who are present, dear students who are watching this webinar. A very good afternoon to you all. It's indeed a pleasure to be a part of this session and guide you all about career opportunities in microbiology and biotechnology. Before we dwell into the realm of microbiology and biotechnology and discuss career opportunities, I would like to share with you a story which seems to have changed the world of medicine. It's actually an interesting episode about a scientific accident that changed the world of medicine. So, we all know that there is a very famous quote of the Scottish scientist Alexander Fleming when he says that one sometimes finds what one is not looking for. Well, Alexander Fleming certainly had no plans to revolutionize all medicine by discovering the world's famous antibiotic penicillin. It just happened. In the September of 1928, Fleming returned to his laboratory having spent holidays with his family. Before leaving for his holiday, he had inoculated a bacterium staphylococcus on culture plates and left them on a bench in a corner of his laboratory. On his return, Fleming noticed that one culture was contaminated with a fungus and that colonies of staphylococci immediately surrounding the fungus had been destroyed, whereas other colonies which were farther away were normal. After observing this plate, he thought that this was rather unusual and he famously remarked, "That's funny." Well, that was the eureka moment, as Fleming had accidentally discovered an antibiotic. What happened next was history. The discovery of penicillin changed the world of medicine and is regarded as one of the most important discoveries of the 20th century. The story of Fleming's discovery of penicillin remains one of the most inspiring episodes in scientific history. So, well, the discovery of penicillin also had a huge impact on the Second World War. It saved the lives of many soldiers. This touching picture says so in so many words. To go ahead, for their contribution to mankind, Alexander Fleming, along with Howard Florey and Ernest Chain, they received the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine in the year 1945. So, dear students, you must have realized that this episode has a deep meaning and a message which all of us must take home with us. Be inquisitive, explore opportunities around you, be observant, and surely you'll find the unknown path which is right for you. Well, with this note and message, let's go ahead and discuss and explore career opportunities in microbiology and biotechnology, which will help you to choose the right path. So, in this slide, you can see so many options, what to do what to do when you have taken biology in the class 12, which career will you choose? You can see all these baffling pictures. So choosing what to study after 12th standard or the class 12 is very critical and a career defining decision. I can understand your situation because we all have gone through it. While planning a career in biological science, studying medicine is usually a priority. Most biology students aspire to study medicine, which is indeed a very noble and great profession. However, if you are passionate about biology, medicine is not the only career option. You have to consider and keep yourself abreast with other career possibilities too. It is important to know what options are there ahead of you so that you can make an intelligent decision. Students often miss out on good career choices due to lack of timely information, and to choose a right career option, Shri Gujarati Samaj Gujarati Innovative College, SJHS Gujarati Innovative College, has organized this webinar on career opportunities. So we'll just go ahead now. Building a career in microbiology and biotechnology will take a step-by-step guide. In this entire during this entire talk, we would be discussing the talk in various steps. We'll be discussing what are the courses available, and before to have a choice of the course, it's required to know the exact background of the subject. That too we'll be discussing in brief, and nature of work which is involved in this subject, the job opportunities, job profiles which are associated. So this is the roadmap of our webinar today, and a step-by-step guide which will help you in your career planning. So yeah, the courses available in microbiology. If we just have a brief outlook of the courses available in microbiology, there are many bachelor courses, BSc courses, masters, MPhil, PhD, they're all available. Students can start the course from bachelor level and they can go up to the doctoral level and postdoc level also. Bachelor courses, that is Bachelor of Science, BSc, the duration is usually 3 years. We all know that. We have BSc in microbiology, BSc in industrial microbiology, BSc in applied microbiology, clinical microbiology also, to be more specific fields. Then in the master courses, which are usually of 2 years, we have MSc in microbiology, MSc in industrial microbiology, applied microbiology, applied microbiology and biotechnology is also an option, and MSc in medical microbiology is also a very good option for those who want to pursue your career in the field of medical microbiology. It's usually of 2 or even 3 years at some places. So these were the career. This was about the career options. So we'll see a little bit about what is microbiology. We all know that microbiology is a study of microorganisms. We are studying the unseen world. So before moving on to the benefits of a career in microbiology, let's understand what's microbiology. It's a branch of science that deals with microorganisms and such microbes which cannot be seen by the naked eye. So this is a very school book type of definition. We know that there are major groups of microorganisms: bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, and not to forget the most havoc causing microbe, that is the virus. We all know how important microbiology is in today's scenario. We need not discuss much because the society itself is learning so much about the virus, about the corona disease, and it's having such a huge impact on our life and on the society and on our economy too. Right, going ahead, we say that microbes are omnipresent. It's often said microbes क्या होते हैं, ये सब दूर पाए जाएंगे. They are omnipresent, just like they are like God. When God कैसे भगवान सब दूर होते हैं, but we cannot see them. It's the same thing. Microorganisms are omnipresent. We cannot see them. They're present in the soil where they interact and increase the soil fertility. They are present in the water you drink, so that they may cause diseases if the water is contaminated. They are present in the air. They are also present on our body. You must be knowing that we have our organisms in our body, on the surface of our body, on our skin, in our respiratory tract, in our intestinal tracts. There are loads and loads of microbes. Microbes are present in the wastewater, in the sewage, where they play a very important role in the sewage treatment. You should know that. And microbes are present in some foods that we consume. The dairy products, the fermented food products, they all have microbes who are taking part in the production of that food. And the other side of the coin, they can also cause food infections. They can cause infections when we consume contaminated food. Another point, microbes are present in extreme environments where it's very difficult to think of life, that life can survive there. They can be present in at high temperatures, at acidic pHs, alkaline environments, high salt environments, in the deserts, in the cold areas. All these things, in these extreme environments, also microorganisms can survive. So through this slide, you have got a gist of what we want to say, that microbes are omnipresent. Microbiology is present everywhere. You just cannot avoid microbes. You just cannot avoid microbiology, because directly or indirectly, they are affecting our lives. Okay, when we think of microbes, what's the first thing that comes in your mind? A picture like this. Can you see? a picture of a demon-like microbe who is scaring you. So the first thing that comes in our mind, that microbes are harmful. This is the message. Yes, today we are all experiencing it, that microbes are harmful because a host of diseases, because diseases like typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, polio, measles, and not to forget the coronavirus disease, that is COVID-19. It's also caused by a microbe, a virus, which is SARS-CoV-2 virus, as it's technically called. Microbes also spoil our food. This also we have experienced in our day-to-day life, that microbes spoil our food also. But not all microorganisms are harmful. This is, we can give a sigh of relief that not all microorganisms are harmful. There are very useful microorganisms too. As we know, they produce food products. Microbes produce food products like dairy products, vinegar, you can say wine, bread, beer. All these food products, dairy food products, are produced by the microorganisms. They increase the soil fertility. When they are present in the soil, they multiply, they interact, and they increase the soil fertility. Very useful for us. They're used in the production of biofertilizers, bioinsecticides, then antibiotics, not to forget penicillin, as we earlier discussed. It's produced by a mold, a fungi. It's called as penicillium. And there are other microbes also who produce many antibiotics. Then microbial enzymes are also of economic importance to mankind. Detergent enzymes, they are also produced by microorganisms. In this slide, you can see two plates. You can see a colony which is surrounded by a clear zone. That clear zone is because of the production of an enzyme by the cells of this colony, which has cleared the substrate present in the medium. In this way, this is how work in the microbiology lab would look like. Actually, through this presentation, I would also like to give you an idea about what actually a microbiology does. What's the nature of work? How it is working as a microbiologist. So I've made this presentation interesting by putting more and more of pictures so that you can have a feel of the subject too. So if you see the nature of work or the work culture of a microbiologist, as a student of microbiology or biotechnology, you would be trained to acquire technical skills which are required in studying microorganisms. You have to undertake many staining techniques, microscopic examinations of the cultures, and you have to identify them. These tiny creatures, you have to cells which you are going to identify under the microscope. So the staining technique and the microscopic techniques are the foremost important in microbiology. Another very, very important aspect of microbiology are the aseptic techniques and the isolation techniques. I'll tell you, when you take a career in microbiology and biotechnology, please, you make yourself perfect in these techniques. Aseptic techniques, isolation techniques are a very important part of microbiology, and it will help you to apply in your career. And these are the things these basic things are going to take you ahead, because a person is good in these aseptic techniques or the isolation techniques or any microbial technique. The skills that we acquire during our study, they will do very well in their job. So please study these techniques well, if and when you take this subject. So you can see here that a person is inoculating. We call this process as inoculating a culture in between the burners, so that we don't contaminate and we don't allow the entry of unwanted organisms in our study. So these are the aseptic techniques. Then these are the isolation, the plates of well isolated colonies of organisms, so that you can separate each organism from a culture and you can study them individually. See, it's a ask you to if you're in the garden and I ask you to spot a rose plant, ask you to get a flower from the rose plant, you'll immediately go and pluck it and give it to me. Why can you do it so easily? Because you can see the plant, you can see how it looks like, how the flower looks like, so you pluck it and you give it to me. because these structures or these plants are large enough to be seen by our eyes. But if I ask you, I give you a glass of water and ask you, come and find out and fetch E. coli from this water, you look at me aghast. What is ma'am saying? How can I find E. coli from this water? It seems to be so clear. So this is what a microbiologist does. He or she isolates the organisms from different environments, identifies them, and then studies them. And this is how the study goes on and on and on. So this is how the isolation is done over here. Then another thing is, along with the isolation techniques and the aseptic techniques and the microscopic techniques, you also have a very thorough knowledge of the culture media. It's very important that you have a good knowledge of culture media when you study microbiology. In fact, during your study, all these things will be taken so that you will know how a medium works, what is the principle of a medium, when it is selected, which organism is going to grow on that. All these things, these are the thorough knowledge of the culture media, which will help you in isolation. Because taking out or picking up a single group of microorganisms from a very large population is like pulling a needle from a haystack. So the knowledge of culture medium is very, very important. Here you can see beautiful colored media with different type of growth patterns, and it's a thrill to study all these. And I'll tell you one thing, that microbiology is a very, it will make you very curious. Whenever you inoculate a plate and you put it in the incubator, sometimes in my student life, I used to have sleepless nights. Come on, how have I isolated is the isolation, would the isolation be good, would my teacher be pleased, would I get isolated colonies, would I be able to identify it? So this is the thrill of the subject, that the results are not immediate. It's on the next day you get it, whether you do it good or do it not do it so good. The results will come on the next day or after a few days of incubation. So various culture media are inoculated during the study of microbiology. You get the knowledge of the culture media, which will help you in identification. So with this, I just gave you a feel of the subject of microbiology, how it is undertaken, what are the techniques that are studied. I've just taken the important techniques. It's not possible in such a short time to take the details. I've just taken a brief overview for the things. Then we'll come to the general career prospects for microbiologists. After having acquired the theoretical and technical knowledge during the microbiology course, the knowledge of microorganisms would help a microbiologist to seek jobs in various areas. These areas include pharmaceutical sector, medicine, healthcare, industrial production of microbial products, food products, dairy products, enzymes, and all those. Agriculture sector is also very important. Environmental organizations like pollution control boards, bioremediation organizations, they all require microbiologists. Academics, we cannot forget academics. Higher education institutes require good microbiologists to teach students, so that the students will be instilled with technical knowledge and the skills which are required for the students to go ahead in their career. So these are certain general prospects for microbiologists. These are the sectors where a microbiologist can work. Then the job profiles in different, you can say in different sectors, the job profile would be different. A microbiologist can work as when he works in the food industry or an environmental industry, he would be called as an environmental microbiologist or a food microbiologist. Microbiologist is required in the quality assurance the section of pharmaceuticals and other industries. It can work as a medical technologist, as a research scientist, or a research assistant, as a clinical researcher, as an academician, as we had said, as an epidemiologist. Whenever there is a spate of disease like a pandemic or an epidemic, is the epidemiologist that comes ahead and tries to study the course of the infection or the disease. So this another job profile, a very interesting job profile for the microbiologist is an epidemiologist. Then clinical and veterinary microbiologists are also there. So these are a few job profiles of the microbiologist. Now we'll just see in brief, one by one, the job profiles and the job descriptions of the microbiologist in the pharmaceutical in various sectors. So in this picture, you can see the job profile of the microbiologist in the pharmaceutical industry. Pharmaceutical microbiology, it involves the study of microorganisms associated with the manufacture of pharmaceutical products. Like as we had said earlier, most microorganisms produce certain products like antibiotics, vitamins, steroids. Then vaccines require microorganisms, the culture of microorganisms. Then the other aspect of pharmaceutical microbiology is research and development, which is undertaken to get new products or better products. So this is all done in research and development. Apart from product development, microbiology contribute very importantly in the quality control of pharmaceutical laboratories. Microbial contamination in pharmaceutical products has huge economic loss. Hence, QC, as it is called, Quality Control Department, it's a very essential function of a pharma industry, and to ensure that it ensures that the products are safe. Then, if you see the job descriptions and job profiles in pharmaceutical sectors, microbiologists can work as production in charge in the manufacture of the pharmaceutical products, as research scientists in the research and development sector departments. Then, as microbiologists in the quality control departments, they can be QC heads, QC managers, QC executives, senior executive, junior executive, then technologists. Same thing about quality assurance. Microbiologists are required in the quality assurance of a pharmaceutical industry too. So in the pharmaceutical industry, microbiologists perform various lab tests like sterility testing, detection and isolation, identification of microbes or the pathogens, environmental monitoring, and so on and so forth. So that's whatever I have talked about. These you students would acquire all the basic required technical skills during your graduation, and the advanced techniques would be taken during your post-graduation when you take this course. Then from the pharma industry, we'll move ahead to another interesting sector where microbiologists play a very important role, that is medicine and healthcare. In medical microbiology, microbiologists are required for understanding infectious diseases. In this field of medicine and healthcare, the work of the microbiologist is usually associated with the diagnosis of diseases, prevention, treatment of the illnesses which are associated with the microbes. Then the job description, depending on the experience and higher education qualifications, they are appointed as microbiologists, lab technicians, and pathological labs, where they perform again isolation, identification of medically important organisms. Antibiotic susceptibility tests are a very important part of a microbiology lab or a pathology lab in the hospitals. The results of which helps a doctor to give a line of treatment. In the pathological lab or the clinical lab, microbiologists also perform various biochemical tests, hematological analysis of the samples, serological tests, histopathological tests, and all that. As epidemiologists, as we said, I use this word epidemiologist. They study the cause of disease, spread of the disease, and how you can prevent and control the disease. All this is the work of the epidemiologist. So microbiologists are also required in the research labs, medical research labs. So in this picture, you can see this plate showing the antibiotic sensitivity test, results of the antibiotic sensitivity test, and isolation of the cultures and all that. So these are the job profiles or the job description of a microbiologist in medicine and healthcare. Then in industry, like in the pharma industry, it goes for the other industries too. In the industries, again, microbiologists are required in the production of products. They are appointed as production in charge in quality control and research and development. As microbes play a very important role in the production of various products, microbiologists also will come along with the microbes in these different industries. So this is the look of a industry which is producing some microbial product. You can see the huge fermenters, how they are controlled, then the inoculum development, the sterilization of the media. All this is done under the guidance of microbiologists in the industry. Again, another industry, food and dairy industry, the same thing goes on, only the products will differ, but the role of the microbiologist remains the same. They'll again be appointed as production in charge. Then for the microbial analysis of food is very important again. Microbiological analysis of food and dairy products. Food preservation industries also require microbiologists and biotechnologists. Canning, pasteurization, all these are the food production, food preservation aspects. Industrial production of food like cheese, yogurt, butter, bread, mushroom, wine, all these are produced by microorganisms. Then in agriculture, we all know that in agriculture, in the field of agriculture, microbiologists acts as specialists to study the role of microbes in plant diseases, that we call it as plant pathology. Then they are appointed in the research and development field for the study of genetic modification of crops, for the novel organism, for searching novel organisms to increase the soil fertility, for biofertilizer production, then insecticide production, and all that. So where there are microbes, there will be the microbiologist. Again, academics. As academicians, microbiologists are appointed in teaching jobs in higher education institutes, universities, colleges. They are appointed as teachers, as researchers. Of course, by taking a career in academics, you require to have a post-graduation with net qualification, PhD in the field. So these are the requirements. So this was, okay, the one more small point remaining here. Environmental organizations also require microorganisms. Like we said, they are involved in the wastewater treatment to determine the BOD of the sewage, or secondary treatment of the sewage requires it's a microbial process. So microbiologists are required to check the efficiency of sewage treatment. And in bioremediation type of work, where environmental pollutants are got rid of by using microorganisms, the role of the microbiologist is also there. So in this way, environmental organizations also require microbiologists. So this was in brief about various aspects of microbiology, the fields of microbiology, the role of the microbiologist, and their job descriptions. So a very famous quote by Louis Pasteur, very well suited for the present situation. It is the microbes who will have the last word. What a thought and what a reality. We all realize today it is a small microbe, a virus to which the whole world has surrendered. So it's always the microbes that will have the last word. So never underestimate the power of the microbes. Never underestimate the power of microbiology. So with that, I finished about I just in brief, rather, it's a very huge subject to be taken in. I just briefed you about the career outlines. So after that, we'll move to career prospects about biotechnology, a very allied field in biology, about biotechnology. We all know what is biotechnology. It's a combination of biology and technology. Biology, that is the study of living organisms. Technology is the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes, especially in industry. So biotechnology is the technical application that uses biological systems to make those products which are useful for mankind, which improve the quality of human life and health. So this is the end goal of biotechnology, to improve the quality of human life and health. Again, the courses available in biotechnology: BSc in biotechnology, a duration of 3 years; BE or BTech in biotechnology. This is a more technical course. It just has a duration of 4 years. Then the master's course of 2 years, MSc, MTech, MSc in applied microbiology and biotechnology. Then we have specialized PG courses also, in industrial biotechnology, in microbiology, genetics, plant and forest biotechnology, and so on. So these are a few courses, the common courses which are available in biotechnology if you want to select a career in biotechnology. Well, if you see about what is biotechnology, like we said, it's biology with technology altogether for human welfare, all directed for all the efforts directed towards human welfare. Biotechnology is an interdisciplinary subject. It has lots of microbiology, lots of plant sciences, animal sciences, immunology, genetics, molecular biology, biochemistry, mathematics, engineering, and many more. I couldn't take, because there are specializations where you can put all the disciplines under the umbrella of biotechnology. It's a combination of multiple disciplines. It contains various branches of biological sciences along with bioengineering, chemistry, mathematics, physics. When you go in more technical fields of biotechnology, all these branches are included. Then if you see the scope of study, biotechnology, we study microbiology, biochemistry, food technology, genetics, molecular biology, environmental biotechnology, industrial biotechnology, plant and animal biotechnology, IPR, and things. So here you will find that most of the subjects which are there, which most of the arenas which are covered, you will be studying that in microbiology too and in biotechnology too. So biotechnology would have more of the technical aspects over there. There would be lots. There will be more of the engineering part. If you take a BTech degree or something, then plant biotechnology and animal biotechnology is exclusively for the biotechnologists. With the techniques of microbiology, you can go ahead and be very successful in these fields. So while studying biotechnology, like I said, often you're going to study microbiology, biochemistry, food technology. Again, the food products from microorganisms. The food technology will deal with the food production processes, where food preservation processes. Then genetics, study of genes, hereditary. Then in this, most of the research is oriented over here. Inheritance, science of inheritance, genetic disorders, recombination genetics, DNA sequencing, DNA fingerprinting, genetics, molecular biology. They all cover these areas. Then environmental biotechnology, the same thing as we had studied earlier. Biotechnology also fits in the sector of environment, and it's very important part of the scope of the biotechnology is the environmental biotechnology, plant biotechnology. This is the use of biotechnology in agriculture to improve plant productivity, to identify the causes of plant diseases, that control measures, tissue culture. Plant tissue culture is also gaining more and more importance. Genetic engineering in plants to develop resistance in the plants against insects, drought, and other stress factors. All this is undertaken in plant biotechnology. Then animal biotechnology, use of microbiological processes in animal health and productivity, that's undertaken here to improve the productivity of animal products. Then animal tissue culture is studied over here, which is very important in cancer research, viral cultivation, and the production of vaccines. So that's what animal biotechnology is a little bit about. Bioinformatics is also another very important branch, because it helps in the sequence analysis, in the development of methods for generating biological data, for storing biological data, for retrieving biological data, analyzing biological data. All this is done under the umbrella of bioinformatics. Sequence analysis, computational and evolutionary biology, analysis of gene regulation, expression, protein structure prediction. All this comes under bioinformatics. So these are the career opportunities in the domain of for domains for biotechnologists. This the same thing which we had studied. The domains on which trained biotechnologists can work is very vast, as there are various disciplines, as we had said, which are involved in biotechnology. There is a great demand for experts in various industries. Biotechnologists can seek the career opportunities in the following industries or domains: in education, in the research institutes, in medical healthcare. Medical biotechnology has applications in healthcare, diagnosis, therapeutics. It's involved in the detection and diagnosis of life-threatening diseases. Then in vaccine research, antibiotic production, cancer therapy. Then another job opportunity, like in the environment management organization, the same thing which we had studied, they had also mentioned during uh, microbiology, in the bioenergy or for biogas production, biofuel production, production of sensors, biosensors. Biosensors are used in various fields. uh, in the environment, they're used for monitoring or controlling harmful chemicals which are present in the environment. Then food processing and in the preservation industries, bioprocess industry is also a lucrative career option. Agriculture, we had seen about what's the role of biotechnology in agriculture: production of biofertilizers, bioinsecticides, genetically modified crops, producing high yielding varieties of seeds, plants which are genetically resistant to pests, environmental stress, increased nutritional qualities in the plants. These are all coming in the agriculture sector. The animal husbandry deals with the practice of breeding and farming animals such as cattle, dogs, sheep, horses for the advantage of humans. Animal husbandry refers to livestock raising and selective breeding. It involves better breeds of animals which can be produced by various techniques like crossbreeding. Okay, entrepreneurship and consultancy agencies. Biotechnologists or microbiologists can go with this option too. You can have a biofertilizer plant of your own, a tissue culture lab, analytical lab. Then you can be involved in the, if you are more in the technical field, you can be involved in the production of medical equipment. These all require the knowledge of biotechnology. So you can be good entrepreneurs, you can be consultants for various agencies. The pharma sector also, pharmaceutical biotechnology involves the use of recombinant DNA technology to produce human insulin, growth hormones, and biotechnology helps the pharmaceutical industry to develop new products, new processes, methods to improve the existing ones. So, biotechnologists can find jobs in various disciplines with various specializations in private sectors, in government sectors. They can work as biotechnology engineers, biomanufacturing specialists, production operators, research associates, technicians, academicians. These are the job profiles. So, going ahead, the important players in biotechnology: Bharat Biotech, the name which is in nowadays. It's involved in the production of vaccine along with others: Serum Institute of India, Dr. Reddy's, Bharat Serums and Vaccines Limited, Shanta Biotechnique. There are many players of biotechnology in India. I've just taken a few names over here. Then one thing, in this pandemic, in this era of COVID-19 pandemic, one thing that you should keep in mind, that bioscience careers will be in demand during the corona pandemic, post and pre and during the pandemic too. Few areas in biological sciences are in demand during the phase of corona pandemic. Companies that deal in the diagnosis, in diagnostics and microbiology, biotechnology and screening will see and have seen an increased need for services in the time ahead. Epidemiology and public health in these sectors: virology, microbiology, biotechnology, biomedical engineering, bioinformatics. All these sectors will have shown a great demand of biotechnologists and microbiologists in this era of COVID-19 pandemic. epidemiology and public health. This is very important in these days. This field deals with taking appropriate measures and improving the health conditions of the society by educating them about various diseases and helping them to understand preventive measures. Decisions like how many days of lockdown, what kind of intervals are required to stop the disease of to stop the pandemic. All these ideas and all these thoughts come from epidemiologists and public health professionals, so they are very important nowadays. Virology, microbiology, biotechnology, be it the development of vaccines or therapeutics, virologists will be the best ones for the job. Essentially, virology is a specialized branch of microbiology where you require more specific setups and more specific knowledge of the techniques to handle these viruses. So a virologist would be in a great demand and is in a great demand even today. Diagnosis of coronavirus requires developing easy to apply diagnostics, sophisticated laboratory testing facilities, and trained personnel. So this is the part of microbiologists and biotechnologists and virologists over here. Skilled technical hands for testing are also in demand, thus increasing the need of microbiologists and biotechnologists. Biomedical engineering. This field aims to develop systems, equipment, devices in order to solve clinical problems, both in diagnosis and in therapeutics. With the spread of coronavirus, the demand for masks, ventilators, disposable gloves, etc., medical equipments, they have gone up. So diagnosis of any disease, it requires easy to apply diagnostics and sophisticated lab equipment. So biomedical engineering also would play a very important role there. Bioinformatics, it's also gaining lots of popularity. This interdisciplinary field uses computational methods to analyze biological data. With the spread of COVID-19, the field has gained even more importance in studying the genome of the virus, designing the specific synthetic vaccine epitope which is required for the vaccine synthesis. But this is done by using molecular docking studies, molecular modeling and docking studies, understanding the structure of the spike proteins of the virus, and all this that requires the knowledge of bioinformatics. So just wanted to highlight that biological careers would be and are in great demand during the coronavirus pandemic, and they would be still in demand ahead. So, like we said, biotechnologists, microbiologists, they can be appointed in private sectors, government organizations. Yeah, I just very briefly will go through certain advertisements. I don't think it's very clear. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but I've tried to highlight it. Where this is an advertisement of Gujarat Biotech Research Center, where there was a requirement of a microbiologist or a biotechnologist, MSc, PhD. For the development of certain research or for their research work. So in this way, there's a need in the research labs of microbiologists and biotechnologists, and there are various advertisements which show such type of demands or their eligibility. ICMR labs also require them, any labs for that matter, a research lab. Here there's a defense food research laboratory advertisement of a defense food research laboratory where was the need of a microbiologist. Then International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology. ये कुछ एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स थे जो गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के थे जिसमें माइक्रोबायोलॉजिस्ट की डिमांड है. मैंने कुछ आपको जस्ट दिखाने के लिए लगाया हुआ है. In pharma, there are all the time there are advertisements, Cipla, Mankind, Microlabs का ये कुछ bonds है जहाँ पर vacancies की advertisements है जहाँ microbiologist की जरूरत रहती है. Fine. So coming to the end, you had to dream before your dreams come true. This is a very famous quote of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Don't limit your dreams. Dream big, set goals, take action. It's up to you how you will take your career ahead. Select your career wisely. Know about your career. Have the knowledge and the background of the career that you're going to take. Set your goals, take action, work hard. That's very important. You have to work hard, whatever career you choose, any subject that you take. Success is not going to come overnight. You have to work for it. And if you do it, the sky would be the limit for you. So, dear students, I try to help you to explore the realm of career opportunities in microbiology and biotechnologies. I hope it's useful to you. It has been useful to you. I wish you all the very best for your future. Remember one another important point: whatever you do, work hard and always work for the benefit of mankind. Your work should always be directed for the benefit of mankind. Go ahead in your career. Let sky be the limit, and wish you all the best in future. Thank you, students. Thanks. With this, I finish my talk and would be interested in taking a few questions from you, from the young minds listening to the webinar.
Okay, madam.
Yes.
Such a nice, informative presentations by you. Students might be taking advantage of this. We are having lots of questions in the chat box. So students are too curious about the subjects and they want to know. Obviously, it's really a curative subject that students should have. They are having ample. The most common question come out of the comment box that students want to know that do we have the government job opportunity as you already showed in your slide, but they want to know more about the government jobs because students nowadays looking for government jobs rather than the private sector jobs. So they want to know, madam, can you please tell some government jobs and prospects of government jobs in our subject?
Okay. Government jobs, like I had shown in my slides also. I purposely taken these slides because I know students would like to know about it. In research, there are various you can say research organizations in the government sector which which very importantly require microbiologists and biotechnologists. So in the government job as research associates, you would definitely find a very good opportunity in pollution control boards, which also comes under the government organization. There is a need in the water filtration plants or in the wastewater treatment plants, which are come under the government organizations. The microbiologists would be required in hospitals, which are under private as well as government. You would be there. So there are opportunities. You have to prove your best, and you have to be the best to enter these things. You can take various diploma courses. Now there are certain courses also which will help you to enhance your career needs. Another thing, computer efficiency is required, be it in any career. माइक्रोबायोलॉजी बायोटेक्नोलॉजी ही नहीं, किसी भी करियर में कंप्यूटर एफिशिएंसी होना बहुत जरूरी है. और इन दिनों में जब डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो रहा है तो कंप्यूटराइजेशन या कंप्यूटर स्किल्स कितने इंपॉर्टेंट है ये आप और हम बहुत अच्छे से जानते हैं. So in the government jobs, you can go ahead in the government jobs too. Wait for the there's forensic sciences, forensic labs. These also absorb microbiologists. That.
Madam, another question asked by a few students that can we explore the career just after the undergraduates in case we are not able to do post graduations?
Yeah.
So, do we have the possibilities to complete explore our career in microbiology and biotechnology after undergraduations?
Sure. Yes. We in the career graph in India we have 10 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 if you go in for the PG. So after 10 plus 2 you take a basic degree, a bachelor degree, and you mean to say after BSc whether you will be, of course you will be there. That's what I said in the beginning of my thoughts also, that whatever you study in your BSc, that's a very very basic thing. These basics, don't avoid these basics, because these basics technical skills which you will be taking, which you will be absorbing or gaining, these are going to help you to take in your job. So in this way you can get a job as a technician or a lab technician or a technician or a junior executive in a pharma or in the medical field, and you can start your career from after the BSc level 2. If it's not possible for you to pursue MSc, you can start your work with BSc also. In many labs take BSc microbiology, BSc biotechnology. Many pharma industries also take, so you can
Uh,
go ahead.
Lots of questions are there from the student side, but due to lack of time, we are not able to take all the questions. So I request all the students, our college is open for you. You can come anytime for your career counseling to our college. Our faculty will counsel you and will give you a detail about your subject. Now, I would like to call up our principal, sir, Dr. Saurabh Parikh, to have a vote of thanks to the madam.
Thank you, Naveen sir. First of all, I would like to thank our guest speaker, Dr. Nandini Phanse ma'am, for sparing your valuable time for the students and giving them and sharing your knowledge and experience with them regarding the field of microbiology and biotechnology. And very nicely, you have covered both the streams, both the fields, and you have covered all type of job profiles in your lecture. So we would like to thank you, ma'am, that you have covered it very well. And also, I would like to thank our management, Shri Gujarati Samaj. I would like to thank our chairman, Shri Rajendra Bhai Patel, sir. I would like to congratulate our Department of Microbiology and Biotechnology for organizing such a nice webinar for the students of class 12, and hope the students, you people also would have learned, you would have gone through the different streams and opportunities of microbiology and biotechnology. So once again, madam, I would like to thank you that you have spared your valuable time for us. Thanks a lot, madam.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Saurabh, Dr. Naveen,
Thank
Dr. Seema ma'am, Rajesh bhai. Thank you so much. And anything for the students, anything for the institute, we are always there. We are very
Yeah,
passionate
thanks,
about our students, and it was a pleasure to be with all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
thanks,
Thanks a lot.
thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
हो गया ना